Mr. Ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm being proactive. It's still June.
Welcome to the Ouchcast.
How's everyone doing?
Mrs.
I'm doing fine. Oh, hey, thanks, George, for...
George, what do you have to say?
Nothing.
Let him talk. Hold on.
I fell off the earth.
Oh, really? Oh, off that curve?
Yeah. See? It's right.
The moon's made from cheese, but it's a hologram.
George, you got a cold? Oh, okay.
We're the center of the solar system. The earth is hollow.
There's alligators.
The shadow is flat. It's not round.
Elvis is alive.
Conversely, science has to be provable.
Kanye didn't do it.
Kanye didn't do what?
Everything.
Yeah, George, what did Kanye not do?
George.
Gay fish.
Are you a fish stick?
Oh, man. You know, that's hilarious because they say in society that we don't have imagination anymore, and I think that is a lie. We just made all of that up.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Imagine all
The people
nope
living.
Well, before we continue with the show, how was your Father's Day?
oh
Hey, good question. Honestly, it was very low key. My older kid surprised me. He took off for a little bit and never came back. No, he took off for a little bit, and then when he came back, he had like these cool little pop vinyl figures for me as a Father's Day.
That
gift.
is adorable.
It was, my kid does things that surprise me all the time. So it was a sweet gesture. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like the pop vinyl figures, but I love them because they came from
But they came from him. That's all
Yeah.
that matters.
That's
Yeah.
all that matters.
Yeah.
that's
No,
that
that's
noodle
awesome.
necklace that you can't replace.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
So it was good.
I would ask George, but George, how was your first Father's Day? Thank you, George. And then Doyle, how was your
Mine
future
was
Father's
actually
Day? Well, I guess you're like a youth pastor, so
Yeah.
that's close enough.
A lot of the kids call me their church dad, so
Yeah,
I'll
there you
take it, and they wish me Happy Father's Day.
Blasphemy.
And then
The church dad is God. Jesus. Amen.
Church dad, not Heavenly Father.
Oh.
There's
Got it.
I was able to draw the line there. I said, okay, that's okay.
Because Jesus, he knows me, and he
it down.
knows I'm alive.
I don't know that.
I've been talking to Jesus all my... Come on, you don't know Genesis?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Phil Collins?
Only the book.
Phil Collins, man. Phil Collins.
So, Church Daddy, did you have a good time then?
Yeah, I did. I actually also got to see my foster son, which was awesome because he still loves me.
How old
Romeo?
is your foster son now?
He is 3.
Wow.
He's 3 now?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so I got, I still see him occasionally. We did foster for a little while when we had him, and he is an amazing kid. He's super, super smart, and I am not his biological father, but I will always be a father for him. If there's ever a way for me to be there for him, I will definitely be there for him.
To paraphrase Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he may be your father, but he ain't your daddy.
Don't
He ain't your daddy.
don't bring that up. Make me tear.
You know what's funny? I did tear up on that part because
Yeah.
I was thinking of, my oldest, and I was like, that's true. By the way, my oldest, all of them, all my kids, they got me this cool little wallet.
Oh, dude,
nice.
that is very cool.
That is nice.
Cthulhu, your patron saint god.
No, Squid Squad.
It's a squid squad.
Oh,
It's a
I
cephalopod.
thought it was about the hentai.
Nope.
Legit.
Because they want you to get like punctured in every hole.
It's ow, jeez. It's an actual fucking octopus, like an actual
Cephalopodcast.
cephalopod.
Cephalopodcast.
Cephalopodcast. Anyway, but that's good. You guys had a good time.
That's a great wallet, though. God. That is a cool wallet.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was
The
like,
only thing
that
they
was-
could have done better was dye it purple.
right?
That was it.
I could sell that purple.
You could
Yeah,
totally
you-
dye it purple,
Yeah.
man.
But
Yeah.
no, that's awesome. That would have been the only thing that would have put it over the top. But that would have been
Over the top. I love that movie. You guys remember that movie? That
Dude, I
arm
do
wrestling
remember
movie?
that
They got to bring that back.
Wait, was Dolly Parton in that one? No, that was something Rhinestones, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
There was a movie with Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton in it.
Yeah,
Something Rhinestones? No.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop. That's Spike, not Sly.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen the trailer
Spike, not Sly.
to One Piece? Have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
What are you thinking, man?
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm excited. I like the fact that they got a Mexican to play Luffy. I got different people to different races. I think that's a good approach, because one problem that I had with Attack on Titan live version is the fact that they're supposed to be like Europeans, and Mikasa's supposed to be like the last Asian, Japanese, so that she's exotic, and everyone's like and then the live action they're all Japanese or Asian, so it's kind of like their version of whitewashing, which is, I don't want to say
you know what,
another pigmentation, but you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I love that you said that, because my question to you was going to be asking what did you think of the cast? Because a big issue that right now people are talking about is like, well, I wish he was Asian. Why isn't an all Asian cast? And I'm thinking like, okay, that's wrong, guys.
Let me chime in on this, because this is definitely one of those that's racist moments, but I'm gonna cure that racism. If the character looks like the character, it doesn't matter what race they are.
But that's the thing,
like if you get someone who looks just like Goku and has all of like his presentation, and he shows up and he's not like officially an Asian, I think the audience won't care. I think what the audience cares about is, does this feel like that character?
See, but that's the thing. Like, okay, in One Piece, they don't have like Japanese names for the most part. So,
which is fair.
To make them all like, they're Asian. Now, if they made Naruto and they were all like white or whatever, I'd be like, wait, maybe Naruto himself, okay, but everyone else should be Asian. It's a ninja and all that, whatever. Dragon Ball, maybe, I don't know, you could change. Oh, let's not get started Dragon Ball Evolution,
but that's because none of those characters felt like those characters.
No, don't get me started on that one. But
Goku
for One Piece, it's supposed to be like a global journey. Like, it's supposed to be like, oceanic journey you have from different cultures, right?
Right.
Even Sanji, when you see him, he's like kind of like Frenchy kind of like vibe with the cigarette and the
or what about Usopp?
That piece of shit. Yeah, Usopp as well. Like. So for them to actually have them cast different things, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I'm game. And for the record, it is Rhinestone.
Ah, cool. Okay.
I just looked it up.
Right on. So Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton, one of the most beautiful women in the world. I still stand by that.
I second that.
Like, Dolly Parton, still gorgeous.
Inside and outside.
Yes,
I love how she carries herself. She don't play that.
Yeah.
To this day, she will not do anything like distasteful or smutty.
Have you seen her Playboy spreads from the 80s?
Nonetheless, she said, look, this was classy. This is as much as you're going to get. If you want it, go back to that. When reporters ask her about her boobs, in the most classy way, she's like, this interview's over.
Yeah. No, when she did those on Playboy centerfold stuff, I mean, it was super classy. I mean, arguably the lingerie she wore wasn't anything like revealing. It was very on brand for what Playboy was before, with the whole Playboy bunny look, and it was like, I mean, it was sexy, but it wasn't like salacious, I don't think. But people can split hairs about the whole thing. Going back to the One Piece, I agree with you, Angel. Like, I think
Dolly Parton had a 2-piece.
She
insert rim shot here. 3, 2, 1. There it is.
Something joke about One Piece pointing at my penis. There
you go. Okay. Check mark.
Yeah.
Check mark. Moving on.
So so the characters. I think that character casting is an art and not a science, because I mean, when Cowboy Bebop was casted, they tried to kind of like do the whole Asian thing, and while at first people were like, oh, look, he looks like Spike, then when they came out, because the show was crap, John Cho, and because the show was crap, then everyone started like tearing into the whole casting thing, and honestly, I thought it was cool, it just wasn't a very good show.
That's because once
one
you
episode.
feel it. Yeah, once you feel it, you have to. It's in the visual presentation of what you see, and if what you see doesn't feel like what it once was, and something that is so beloved, and this is the reason why people are like raging out against movies. Think about a movie like Alita.
Yeah,
in Alita,
good movie.
It's a CGI main character, but she feels like the anime.
Also Mexican.
And so people are like, okay, I finally got one right, y'all.
Are you sure
we're over here clapping for Doyle on that choice. Well done, sir. Well done.
And so when you go into that movie, the feel works. Yeah. It's how it feels. This is you take Alita and then you take Ghost in the Shell, and everyone loves Scarlett Johansson. However, people hated Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Why? but they still love
unpopular opinion. I liked it.
It was a good movie.
I liked it. Visually, it was great.
The movie came out at the height, though. Remember, it came out at the height of the anti
whitewashing.
Exactly, and so that became the poster child for that argument. Because I can see people like in a few years, even later than now, going back to that movie and thinking, that wasn't too bad. This was pretty good.
I enjoyed it a lot. Like I thought it was great. It wasn't as good as the original or the series or any of the other ones that came out.
Like the animated stuff, right?
Yeah, the animated stuff. It's not as good, but I enjoyed it as its own unit, as its own thing.
And I think that's the issue. The issue is it's not as good as the original, and people felt that.
Yeah.
And when
Enrique, though, like I can enjoy things when I go in with a bad vibe.
You're right. I appreciate it. Well,
Speed Racer. I enjoyed Speed Racer.
I got excited when you mentioned Alita because I know that you like that one too, Angel.
I enjoyed it
and
a lot.
that whole movie was a powerhouse of CGI. And it's like off air we were talking about like, is there any movies that exist in terms of CGI where people say, hey, CGI was great and made the movie better? And it's hard to find those examples because generally speaking, people will always tear into the CGI because it requires a certain amount of disbelief on our part.
Talking about you, Scorpion King.
There you go. Now, Alita, on the other hand, relied heavily on CGI because we had to believe that main character was, you know, who she was with those big old eyes, like those like uncanny valley eyes. We had to believe that she was who she was, and like by the time the movie was in full swing, like you weren't even thinking about it anymore.
I agree.
You existed in her world. The characters that existed in that world were believable, that at some point you were just living it. Like I never thought like, oh well, this is a CGI. Like no, I loved the movie through and through, and I'm so excited that finally a sequel might be coming out, right?
Yes, finally.
I did in that movie. When she meets the guy, it was like a glaring difference. Like you could see like she didn't match her humanity, and the way she looked didn't match his humanity and the way he looked.
Which is the point though, right?
Yeah,
and it was the first and only time in the movie where I was like, oh, that CGI doesn't mesh well. But because I liked the character and I liked the movie, like the suspension of disbelief left for like 10 seconds and then came right back.
Here's something that's always like a kind of, and not an example, but something a term that they use in most special effects. The best compliment you can give a visual effects person is I didn't even notice it was there.
Cool.
So for instance, there's a lot of CGI heavy movies that you don't realize they're very CGI heavy movies. Case in point, Fight Club. Fight Club is a very heavy CGI movie. You cannot tell.
Really?
You cannot tell
it
that so much. The whole thing is CGI. The whole thing, the whole going through the trash can, all that never existed. The apartment when it goes through and it does the whole IKEA thing, that never existed.
Oh wow, okay.
None of that was there. A lot of the stuff is very heavy CGI, and it's done perfectly. But when you base your whole movie around the effects and then you don't deliver on it and it's just empty, Flash. I think that's the issue. That's the issue that most people have, and that's the issue that I have with a lot of CGI movies. There's good CGI, there's bad CGI. You could throw millions and millions and millions of dollars and time into them, and then they'll be great. But sometimes you don't need it. Sometimes you do. And for instance, Avengers, the last ones, the Endgame and all that. Whenever they're off-world, it doesn't feel like a world to me. It feels fake. It feels like those matte paintings they used to use in Star Wars and Star Trek back in the days. Where like
those.
Yeah, well, I prefer those over the CGI these days. I'll tell you that right now. But
how do you feel about Mandalorian?
It's wonderful.
Now, is it because the technology was different? I don't think by Endgame they were using. Yeah, well, I'm just saying Endgame wasn't using the same technology the Mandalorian was using, which is that new thing where they project the where they're essentially like in a huge box and they're projecting those visuals, right? You know what I mean? Like, those worlds are being projected onto so the actors are actually acting in front of this. Well, not to extent like fully acting in front of a box that has the world being projected on there. Whereas, like in Avengers, they were still using green screen completely.
Green screens and a lot of color coding on the
exactly. Now,
like Spider-Man didn't even have a suit; he had the pajamas with the black and white pajamas with the dots.
Right.
I got those pajamas.
Now, Mandalorian.
I want those pajamas.
There's a name for that particular that new effect. I forget what it's called.
It's escaping me for a minute, but you reminded me of something.
VFX?
No, there's an actual.
Let me write that down. No, that reminded me. A few years ago, I don't know if you guys ever saw this movie. It's a Tom Cruise movie, so a lot of people I know don't like Tom Cruise.
I saw it. It had planes in it, and they flew real fast, and there were multiple planes,
and there were snakes,
and they landed on a boat.
No, that's a different one. But okay, so this movie is also a sci-fi movie, and it's one of my favorite. It's called Oblivion. Did you guys watch that movie?
Yes, I like that movie.
Okay,
with
great
Jaden
CGI.
Smith.
No, that's After Earth.
It's not.
Oblivion is the one where he's actually a clone, and there's different clones in different sectors. On today's segment of Jason Gets It Wrong.
Are you sure?
Yes, I have it right here in front of me.
Wait. Okay. You said it's not with Jaden Smith.
No.
It's with Matt Damon when he goes up into the sky.
That's Elysian.
Are you sure?
Are you doing it on purpose, man?
So it's called Stagecraft, the type of screen that Mandalorian used. Basically, it's huge LED screens, and the actors are acting in front of it. So they're actually seeing these vistas and worlds.
That's what I was getting to my point. On Oblivion, when you see the movie, there's an apartment, which is their station. It's up in the sky, right, surrounded by clouds, and it's a you see the whole Earth and everything else. And it was exactly that. It's a huge screen that goes all the way around that was actually projecting 24 hours video loops of sky and globe up on top. So there is no CGI in those scenes whatsoever.
Okay, I got
Interesting.
it now. So then the door opens and the guy is like, "Give me the cash."
No, that's multipass.
So the thing about like acting in front of these like visual effects is that there's all these micro like expressions that we do when we're in a situation that I think that we as an audience, as people, respond to like on a subconscious level. Like, for example, like you can tell when somebody, for example, is uncomfortable just based on, oh, that looks cool. That's a picture of the helicopter uses in Oblivion.
In Oblivion.
And below you can see just a seascape of clouds. It's beautiful.
And that's all on screen.
Wow.
It's all on screen.
Do you guys want to know a movie that was littered in CGI, but like it also has like these practical effects, and it is done phenomenally?
Two Girls, One Cup?
Oh, why'd you say that?
I'm sorry.
Dang it. True Lies.
Yes.
True Lies has a lot of CG in it.
A lot of CG.
And it has a lot of practical effects in it, but the way that it's filmed, you would never know.
Have you guys seen that remake TV show, True Lies?
No.
I refuse.
It sounds terrible. I never heard of it.
No.
Outside of the actors, there's really no reason to revisit that. There's nothing in that. There's nothing in True Lies that you can call a franchisable kind of concept. I mean, what is he? It's already been done with Mr. and Mrs. Smith and all that stuff.
What's the matter with you? You call yourself a professional?
See, that's why we need George. George, where are you?
Yeah, we need you to get in the chopper. So, okay, back to the thing about like when you act in front of like a green screen, those little micro expressions that we have are lost. Like, so an actor can't portray any real reaction, real feeling to anything if they're not really like feeling it or seeing it. I think that's why Mandalorian works. You believe that those characters are on that off-world planet because in their eyes, they can see the planet that they're in. Here's an example even farther back. I know we're supposed to do a Stanley Kubrick kind of deep dive, and I hope we do someday. But you guys remember in Shining, right? Now, in Shining,
it's pronounced Shining.
Whatever. Shelley Duvall and what's his name?
Olive oil.
Olive oil, right?
Shelley
Shelley Duvall and Jack Tripper. No, anyways, yeah. What's his name? Jack Nicholson.
Jack Torrance.
Now, in that movie,
Jack Rabbit.
You can truly feel like you can feel the isolation and the sort of descent into madness that they're going through in that movie, mainly because not only are an incredible set for it, right? I mean, Stanley Kubrick has created the set, but there's anecdotes of Stanley Kubrick constantly redoing the scene up like 300 times.
That's Kubrick.
That by the middle of them acting through it, those real moments of insanity are seeping into their acting. So we as an audience are super unnerved by it.
He tormented her. No, he didn't stress her. He tormented her. He really mentally abused her.
She never recovered from it, from what I understand. She ended up retiring.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all of this is to make the point. This is the point I'm trying to get, and then it's all yours, guys. The point is that we as an audience can see that, we respond to it. And that movie, like Stephen King even said about that movie, is that movie was made to hurt somebody. That's the quote he said at the time. And we as an audience knew that on some subconscious level, so we bought into it. Like even now when we watch that movie, we feel the isolation, we feel the insanity. It's hard to watch. For me, that's a tough movie to watch because of just how unnerved those actors are.
Are you still talking about Two Girls, One Cup?
I am. I'm talking about Two Girls, One Cup.
I was picturing that too. Like
I was unnerved.
that
was made to hurt someone.
Yeah.
To hurt me.
So more movies like that for me. Like if a CG movie is gonna work for me, I gotta feel it too.
Well, okay. I'm gonna show you an example. Or talk about an example.
Show me?
I'm gonna show you Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh jeez.
So,
oh my.
Please don't show me.
I got a cup right here.
Ian McKellen,
okay.
Lord of the Rings. On the first ones, he loved it. It was one of the most favorite things to do in this night. He enjoyed that movie so much. It's one of his favorite movies to do.
Shows in the way he acted in that movie.
Now, the Hobbit prequels, he hated them. He even broke down crying on set.
Wow.
Why? Because the experience was completely different than the first one. On the first one, he had the camaraderie of the whole fellowship. They all got together. They even got tattoos and all that.
I made millions of dollars and it wasn't to my liking. Get over it, snowflake.
Jealous little cunt. Anyways, but okay. So
I hate my job every day and I still show up. I don't cry. I don't cry about it. You don't cry?
You're crying right now. You have tears in your eyes and everything.
Hey.
Oh,
stop pulling the curtain back.
Cry.
So you want a burger? Those French fries?
You want a Wham burger?
You want a Wham burger, boy? Def Leppard sucks. Shout out to Jerry.
Shout out to Jerry. So
get a cup of wine.
so for The Hobbit, he was isolated. He was alone because Peter Jackson decided it was cheaper for him to just shoot him in green screen. So all his scenes were like that, to the point where he even broke down, and it's one of the extras. He's like, "How can I act to nothing? This is not. This is not healthy for me. This is not what I expected." He expected the same experience.
Yeah.
So it makes sense because like I have no acting experience. I mean, I do some, but like just fake, porn.
But we're professional viewers of these things. We know how to respond. I think arguably we respond to these things, these actings, and these things because we're emotionally invested in it. And if we're not, then it doesn't work, right, Angel?
Yeah, 100%.
And so you're saying that Ian McKellen then wasn't producing a believable experience then, and so we just kind of like checked out, right?
Just like I checked out of this conversation, but yes.
You bastard.
That's why you should.
I like the point you were making, though. Like
Yeah,
that's a great point. I think that's the biggest problem with movies today. Isn't that CGI is bad? It's just that we can't respond to it anymore.
That's because nothing will live up to MacGruber.
MacGruber!
What's MacGruber? I've never seen MacGruber.
The jaws in the room literally dropped on the floor, and Angel is now in tears.
What's MacGruber?
Enrique, I'm disappointed. There is a fantastic movie.
I'm ending this episode right now. You're going to go home.
Now.
You're going to watch MacGruber. MacGruber!
You and George, go watch MacGruber.
George hasn't seen it either?
No, George has seen it. I know he's seen it.
All right, I'm gonna stay quiet for the rest of the show while I watch MacGruber.
Oh
Apparently,
my
it's like
God.
it's the bee's knees.
It's just
MacGyver.
It's MacGyver. It's
a parody of MacGyver.
It's an SNL skit where Will Forte. No, was it Will Forte? Yeah, Will Forte created a character where he's making fun of MacGyver.
Forte? I thought his name was 40.
No, it's Forte.
Oh,
Will Forte.
Well, there goes his street cred.
Okay, jumper. So it's Will Forte, and he did a MacGyver spoof on SNL for years, and then he actually made a movie, which goes over the top. And then after that, he did a new series on Peacock where he's MacGruber, and I haven't seen the new series, but oh my God, it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, so they brought it back?
Yeah, they brought it back after the movie, so it's like a prequel. And it's
all I'm gonna say, Enrique, is
celery or carrot?
Oh no, I have forgot all about that until you said it. The bomb defusing scene, my favorite scene in the whole movie. That's where I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna tell you when it happens or how it happens. Just the bomb defusing scene. There is a moment of comedy genius that I know is full on non-CGI, full human reaction, micro expressions, all the above. Everything that makes something great, that movie had it in that one moment.
This episode of the Ouchcast is brought to you by MacGruber. No, not really. I wish.
It's in my mind now. Now
I'm gonna have to go see it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that like came and went really fast
on your face,
like a bad relationship, and but it makes you think about it still to this day.
You know what? It had to grow on me like a fungus.
Yeah, it aged well over time.
Yeah,
it's what movies actually like that get smart.
I enjoy it.
I enjoy it now.
I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it when it first came out. I thought it was really redundant. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I just didn't feel it when it first came out, but I watched it a couple weeks ago and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I haven't watched the sequel, but the one with the kids, with the guy from Heroes and that other.
Oh
guy.
Yeah, I won't go that far.
Yeah.
But we did mention imagination and how we lack imagination these days. And so today we want to do something incredibly different, something that is not like what we normally do here on the show. What we're going to do is we have a special edition of Doyle News.
Insert right here. Oh, stop pointing to your ass, bro.
Wait, what?
That's kind of nasty.
I'm just talking about the music. Never mind.
I do see the Thanos fist over there. Anyway, what we're going to do today is I have some articles, and we're going to react to the headlines here.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just going to read the headlines. I'm not going to read the whole article.
Okay.
Doyle News.
There you go.
See, we were lacking.
All
Okay,
right,
so I'm going to read a couple headlines for you guys, and we're going to react to these headlines. But what we're going to do is we're going to use our imagination, and we're going to make up the story behind the headlines. And if it's any good, these guys are going to tell me I need to know more, and we're going to read on to see what really happened in these stories and see whose story is better, ours or theirs. You guys ready?
Ready.
Okay. Here we go. First story. A 28-year-old woman is accused of posing as a Louisiana high school student.
Oh, I think I heard that one.
It's called High School Musical.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
Oh, you want me to read on?
No.
Oh,
Next.
okay. Okay. An auto shop owner who
Wait. Yeah. Go back. Sorry.
I moved on.
No. Go back.
I deleted it.
Wait.
I moved on.
Oh, damn it. Okay, never mind. Go on.
That's how fast this is going to happen.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Next one.
An auto shop owner who paid a worker $91,500 or in oily pennies is ordered to pay nearly 40,000 more pennies.
Okay, wait. Why does it have to pay in pennies?
Because he
Make up the story.
So Billy Bob Joel one day walks into a
Why does it
tire
Billy
shop
Bob?
because
You automatically make him like Southern.
Because homeboy got oily pennies, my dude, and you know what? Anybody who brings in oily pennies is gonna be called Billy Bob or fucking Chewy. And so anyways, Billy Bob walks into into the service station. He gets service, but the guy doesn't offer him, like a free, car wash. So he gets mad, comes back with 90,000 pennies and all, and say, "Here's your money. Would you like a side of French fries with that?" And then he walks out, saying Def Leppard sucks, and then the court says, "No, sir, you were wrong. So now you got to pay him 40,000 more pennies." So the guy needs to scramble to find 40,000 pennies. So now he's pulling tricks out over next to the Piggly Wiggly, and hopes that Trisha and all the lot from around the corner way brings him the pennies.
No, I got a better idea. He had those pennies saved for a reason.
Oh,
he had those pennies saved for a big reason. The oil, well, for sexual purposes, but we'll get to that later. He wanted to take those down to his trailer park cousin, Diabetes. And
Bayou Betty?
No, Diabetes.
Oh, Diabetes.
Diabetes. So he was gonna pay her for a little something. Didn't work out, so he had to get rid of them, and he decided to just launder his coins.
Like, how did he launder them? Like,
Okay.
Where does the oil play in? I know you said something about a sex act, but is the sex act the act of laundering or what?
I'm gonna assume so.
So I'm going to go on a limb and say I'm going to roll with your name, Billy Bob, here, Enrique. Billy Bob was down at the strip club, and Sally got offended that Billy Bob was throwing nickels on the stage, and she said, "You owe me $100, you son of a b." And he said, "I will pay you when pigs fly." And so she went to his house and picked up his prize hog and threw it over the fence, and he said, "Well, by God, you got me." And she said, "You got to pay me." But unfortunately, his only wife beater that he had that had a hole in it was
his church wife beater
was on the dryer that day, and so he couldn't go get money out of the ATM, and so he went around his house and he collected every last penny that he had in the house, and it just so happened to be 91,000 pennies, which is still not quite $100.
How can you have 91,000 pennies though? Like, honestly, how can you have? At my house, I think at most I have like.
He's got a really good metal detector.
You know those moonshine jugs? Every time he got like change, he just put pennies in there.
And then he. And then the fucking back.
No, the scraper.
Insert mouth harp here.
And that's what really happened.
Next story.
Okay.
Hold on. Rumor has it he's still out there looking for those pennies with the metal detector.
Hey, you give that
He's
guy.
looking for peanuts, not pennies.
If you give that guy a quarter, it's over. It's a wrap.
A quarter.
Okay.
I can retire.
Okay. Next story. Fertility doctor accused of using own sperm dies in crash of handmade built plane.
Wait, what?
Read it again.
Hand-built.
So he made his own plane and he crashed and
He died.
he died.
Fertility doctor accused of using his own sperm dies in crash of handmade built plane.
Okay,
His hands were sore. That's why.
I was gonna say, how are those two
Correlated?
Well, how are they? Yeah, how are they connected? Like he's a fertility doctor, so clearly he's like wanting to rush somewhere to help somebody. I don't know, help them with their fertility, and so he's like, by God, these plane prices are so expensive. I can make my own. And so Billy Bob.
So it's Billy Bob again. So he went from
Billy Bob,
They're in the same trailer park.
Billy Bob says, I could do that for you for 40,000 pennies. And then the doctor says, you know what?
I can do
that.
40,000 pennies.
And the doctor says, you know what? I got you, bro. You do that. And so,
But first, make sure you oil them up nice and good.
I reckon that's a good penny.
Now we know why the pennies were oily.
Well, it's because he was like greasing up the axles on that plane. You got to get a good greasy axle on your plane, but clearly he didn't grease it up enough, so the plane got.
Let's go with that one.
Okay, we're gonna move out of the trailer park for. Well, not really.
Billy Bob survived the crash, fellas. He is good. He's gonna come back, just like Star-Lord. He will be back.
Well, here's who won't come back. This next article says Taylor Swift fans claim post-concert amnesia due to bizarre phenomena.
When things suck, it's easy to forget about them.
Yeah,
I was gonna say if I went to a Taylor Swift concert, I'd probably want to forget too.
I think
if I went to a Taylor Smith concert, I would forget that too.
Taylor Smith.
Willow Smith, Taylor Swift.
I'm whipping my hair back and forth.
I forgot about Jaden
I'm talking
Smith.
shit about my boyfriend.
So, dude, okay, so yeah, I've heard about this. So what is the claim in that article? Are they claiming that her show was so epic that people walk out like completely dazzled at how amazing it is?
So read more here.
Is that the same person? Is that the same person who used a diaper at the concert so they wouldn't miss a thing? Is that the same person?
I don't know.
I'm just asking.
It's all
I'm
related.
Asking the real questions.
It's all related.
Is it Billy Bob?
It could be Sally Joe.
Read the story.
Okay.
Angel is like doing that investigative journalism.
You heard it here first.
Wind in your hair.
You hear it.
Wind in your hair, or you weren't there. You don't remember it all too well. Taylor Swift Eras Tour should be a night to remember, spanning 52 dates, 20 stadiums, 10 albums, and 44 songs. Gosh, she had that much?
She did. I mean, for
Nobody
how much
should be allowed to release that much crap.
That chick is so rich now. Mm-hmm.
She didn't own her master. She's not that rich. But multiple fans are experiencing signs of amnesia after attending the concert. Post-concert amnesia is real. Jenna, I'm not even going to try. That sounds Mayan or Aztecian. She's 25 years old. Told Time
And it's
magazine.
just Ortega.
De las Almas, Ortega Chechamoc.
Toticalian from New York went to see Swift, who's 33. She's 33.
Titicaca.
What the heck? Someone just came into Undercity dressed up as a, I don't know what the hell it is, a witch.
Was it Super Mario?
As long as they don't start shooting.
Lock the door.
At Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts. But she had spent so long dreaming about what it would be like to see the singer in person, she later claimed she couldn't grasp what was reality.
I call bullshit.
Yeah, okay, so...
I call bullshit. I think what happened was she spent a shitload of money. She's got buyer's remorse. And she's like, I don't even remember it.
So give me my money.
Give me my money back.
So
I
Billy
got
Bob says, I can
amnesia.
give you that experience and
In
let you
oily
forget
coins.
about it if you pay me 40,000 pennies in
Because I still
oil.
got to pay off the first guy.
Okay, I got a different scenario. I do call BS, but I think she was all hyped up on ecstasy and she participated in probably like a gangbang or something like that, and then she's trying to play it off like it didn't happen. Like, oh, I don't remember it, so it didn't happen.
So TT Swift's shows are like the new Fish concerts, man. Everyone's just getting all super hopped up on mushrooms and weed
And wearing diapers.
because they don't want to like miss out on the forgettable
I don't want to
experience.
close my eyes.
I mean, Homegirl even wrote a song called Cruel World. Cruel Summer. There's only one Cruel Summer, and
Bananarama's
it was
Cruel Summer's the only one. She actually wrote a Cruel Summer?
She did, and everyone's making a big old deal out of it. Oh, she finally released a single from it, and it's like, really, dude? It was like already a Cruel Summer, and it's way better.
That's also always been a pet peeve of mine when there's a song that is very famous for. It's like if I were to release a song named Purple Rain.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Like, dude, you could come up with a better song. Like, there's already a song that's specifically called Purple Rain. There's another one called Cruel Summer. Why are you that egotistical that you think that you can actually be better than the
better?
Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
That's exactly why we're doing this show, because we have an imagination and we're coming up with stuff that is probably better than the original. So we're those a-holes right now.
Even though that I rip off a lot of other skits and stuff from online and music and stuff.
So
but
do
anyway,
I.
Well, we made a promise to Billy Bob. We'll get him those 40,000 pennies.
Speaking of 40,000 pennies, it says in the next article, I needed $10K to fix my leaky roof, so I staged a rooftop strip show.
Oh man, it's a donkey show.
Ooh.
Rooftop strip show. Well, that's
needed
the problem with the
10K.
roof. You put a donkey on the roof, you're gonna damage the roof.
To fix my
It's like
leaky
a fucking
roof.
whole like a
Here's
circle,
my question.
dude.
What is she doing on the roof in the first place?
She heard that song, the roof is on fire.
So she don't need no water?
Let the butt burn.
Let that fucking burn. Okay, so wait a minute. So
Read the story.
in order to
I'm
make
sorry, but
money,
that guy in the comic book shop with that cone right there is just freaking me out.
He looks like the Scarecrow. He looks like a Batman villain.
No, have him turn around. He's wearing like a smiley face mask. Like
Yeah,
a
I saw
yellow
it.
smiley face
It's
mask.
a pumpkin, and he looks like the Scarecrow from a Batman villain. Good job, sir.
Yeah.
If he sprays gas in here,
hello everyone.
that's just rude.
Oh my god!
Especially if it comes.
Is the purge scheduled for tonight? Just asking for a friend.
Doyle, you're so effed. Oh wait a minute, we're Mexican. We're
Mexican.
all left.
We're fucked.
There's a lot of minorities around here, so I think we'll get out just fine.
Just use them as fucking shields.
Oh man, the purge.
Next.
Okay. Do you want me to read this?
Yes, read it.
Okay. So, she's raising the roof. A horrified homeowner who was told it would
horrified or horror?
You're a pig. A horrified homeowner who was told it would cost $10,000 to fix her leaky roof has laid bare her unique way of raising funds by staging a strip show on top of her house.
Picture it didn't happen.
What?
Picture it didn't happen.
Yeah, Pixar didn't.
Oh
have,
shit!
They did. Have,
There's photos.
She's doing it.
Okay.
She's doing it.
For the record, you guys, these are all 100% real articles.
Oh shoot!
So we are just making up better stories than the reality, more than likely. But they're all already weird. So, Tiara, whatever her last name is, she's only 24. Bought her 3-bedroom property in Little Rock, Arkansas, less than a year ago, but was left reeling when the roof started leaking last month. Builders said the situation needed to be addressed quickly and quoted the eye-watering amount for the repair costs. But when whatever her name is, insurance refused to foot the bill, the panicked former dental nurse was forced to get creative. I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to scrape together $10,000 for an issue that clearly needs to be fixed soon? She recalled an interview with Kennedy News. I was obviously feeling a little bit down about that and figured I might as well use humor to deal with the situation.
Pause. This writer is making me crack up. Dental assistant scraping enough money
was listening to that too.
And then he uses all the little puns he throws in. And he's patting himself on the back on this thing.
Yes.
Oh, he's having to laugh at that shit.
I am so good. Oh, I'm going to get it. Oh, look at that.
I want to
things in. And what was the other one you said after that?
The first one got me. She's raising the roof. This guy, my hat's off to this guy. He should come on the show.
No, please don't. No.
It would be all puns.
That would be great. Okay, let's see.
Well, okay, hold on. I want to rename the title of that. It would be because that line where he says "eye-watering estimate," right, of the what the roof is, turning into mouth-watering performance. See, that's what it should be. Like that should be the headline, right?
Yeah.
It's like eye-watering estimate on roof
my other
turns into
is,
mouth-watering performance.
She's a dental assistant, right?
Yeah.
She didn't. Why did she have to go straight to stripping? She could have made money like doing dental cleanings or something.
That's true. But she wanted to get to the root of the problem.
It needed to be Roto-Rooter.
She got to the root of it.
Oh, nice.
These puns are getting on my nerves.
Yeah, they're killing me softly.
You're killing me, Larry.
Okay, go on.
Okay. To her surprise, the snaps quickly went viral, and viewers urged the Little Rock native to get raunchy on the roof in charge for the content. When I originally posted, I didn't even put anything about OnlyFans. The homeowner insisted. People started commenting like, just start an OnlyFans.
Pause. I was about to say that the ending of this article better end with an OnlyFans plug because that's exactly where this article is getting. Thank you for confirming that in my headcanon. So now it's real.
Her viewer count went through the roof. Okay.
That's nothing but the tooth.
Viewer count went through the roof.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Anyway, so this lady's on the roof, and that's what happened,
stripping.
you guys. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you guys, but if I was her neighbor, I would be right there.
That is disgusting. Where?
Little Rock.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
More like Big Rock.
Okay. This story is after my own heart. And it's going to lead to another story. This is real news, not fake news. There's no fake news.
You will hear it here.
First.
It says, I am obsessed with Titanic. My collection includes 1,560 VHS tapes.
Oh, shit. They just sent us down to look for it.
Doyle, that's a new exhibit they have down there. It's like a permanent exhibit. But yours, that was too soon? That's too soon, huh?
It was too soon.
Just don't follow me on Instagram, though, because I have a bunch of them on there. But, so, Doyle, you know that you're reading just from your journal at this point, right?
Just so you guys know, that wasn't an article. I was talking about myself.
Oh, yeah, that's what I figured.
That was an actual article, but I already closed it. So we're going to move on to this article because it says missing Titanic sub. Dire animation shows how far it sunk. And just like you were saying, they are trying to send a sub down to the Titanic. And have you guys heard about this?
Yeah, no, me and Enrique were actually talking about it off air throughout the days. And their air supplies can actually finish tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Oh no, it's so as of this morning, they had 24 hours of air. So today the date is Wednesday 21st, and so they had 24 hours of air left. They're still hearing sounds, but it's looking pretty dire. Now, you know, the one thing that's kind of getting me, and I saw actually some of the memes you posted, Angel, which were funny. They shouldn't be because we're all going to hell, but they are. The controller, you know, that
it's
game
a Logitech controller,
but
PC controller.
But that's the thing. That's standard for like drones and for submersibles. Yeah. It's like standard. Yeah. It's like nothing,
dude. Okay,
out of the norm there.
If you don't bring up Jack, why are you going?
Dude, like,
well,
I'm sorry. If I'm gonna pay $250,000 to go down to the Titanic and you show me this like funnel with no seats or no nothing with a controller like that, I'm gonna be like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna fucking pay for that.
How many people were on
5?
This?
They're trying to find the jewelry.
Out of the 5, 3 of them were actual paying customers, right? Because 2 of them are.
I believe 2 of them were paying customers.
No, 3 because one. Okay, so one is the guy who owns the thing, and then he's a pilot and owns the company, and the second is a subject matter expert. It's a guy who is familiar with the material, and then the other 3, I think it was one billionaire and his son, and then some other
PJ. I think the guy's name was PJ or something like that.
So okay, so you're saying it's is it $250,000?
$250,000 to go on this.
Okay, so let's do the math. That's times 3, so we're talking $750,000. You know, so I mean.
So we're going to make an announcement. We are now starting a submersible line to the Titanic, and we'll do 200,000 because we're cool.
Yeah, we'll cut you a deal.
7 deadbolts, right? 7 deadbolts on the outside of the 12. Okay,
12.
So we're going to have
seats on our shuttle, but none of us are driving.
There's 18 on ours, and we'll make sure to have like a handle on the inside so you can get out at the bottom
with a rudder. No, like a fake little rudder, so you can like when you go to the parks and they have those fake boats with the fake rudders, and then you're like, go, mijo, you're steering the boat. You're sitting there.
It'll be like the Flintstones, guys. Yeah. We got to put our feet down and we're just like pedaling.
Okay.
Damn, we're so screwed.
We're going back to the trailer park.
And I'm going to hell.
We are going to hell.
Oh, after this article, you definitely will.
Okay,
it says we're cousins, but we're also genetically brothers due to this rare phenomenon.
It's called incest. Mystery solved. Moving on.
Wait, no, I want to hear the rest of this.
I bet you do.
I do. I'm curious.
I bet you do, Jethro.
I don't know if I do. Billy Bob is,
Billy Bob still needs them 40,000.
Notice how racist we are that we go straight to the southern, like white trash when it comes to like
for the record,
that kind of stuff. It could be it could be Mexicans, like see.
No, because they stole our country. They stole our land.
You don't hear those stories coming out of Mexico.
Took a job.
The only weird stuff like that happens in the South.
That's true. Florida and in some parts of like
because
I
of
did
the
see
inbreeding.
Deliverance. You're right.
Because of the and
yeah,
you got a story of outside inbreeding. Okay, so wait a minute. So read the title again.
Okay, here we go. We're cousins, but also genetically brothers due to this rare phenomenon.
We're cousins, but we're technically brothers. Okay, and
I got nothing. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're not seeing double. Peter and Peter are cousins, but genetically they're actually more like brothers. The duo are known as on TikTok as the Peter twins. Look nearly identical, but their matching curly hair and smiles come down to more than just dumb luck. Taking to TikTok to talk more about their unique situation, they explain not only are their fathers, Pedro and Peter, identical twins, but also their mothers, Sally and Chelsea.
Raphael.
Okay, no? So they failed, man. I'm going to tell you why they failed, because these guys are called Peter, right? Peter, they totally could have just like cross promotion with Adventures of Pete and Pete. That's a great show.
Oh yeah, that would have put them over the edge.
I would have called them the real Pete and Pete.
They could have been like partnered up with Nickelodeon, and we would have had like a fourth season, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No, third season, because they did have 2 seasons.
Only 2 seasons? I thought that 3 seasons.
No, I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna fill in the rest of this story.
Yeah, please, because where does it go?
Their mothers are twins, and their fathers are twins. There was some switching going on here. All I'm saying,
you know that this happened. You know that like there was like one of the brothers was looking at the other one, was like, I kind of want my brother's girl, and then he'd go over like, hey, honey, it's me, and she's like, okay, well, it's you then, and then they just like have sex. They swap spit.
I'm telling you, they swap.
This is so gross, but go on, please.
Disgusting. Continue.
This is disgusting, but continue, please.
For those of you that are listening to the Ouchcast for the first time, welcome.
It says the pair who live
we are
in
not
the
cousins
U.S.
or brothers
go by the term twin cousins, adding their
twin cousins.
Their parents got married and found out they were pregnant at the same time. See, this is adding up to the same thing that we just said, you guys.
Incest.
I don't know.
Incest. Go on.
This is some cochino stuff right here, man. They're all cochinos.
I'm waiting on the genetic part, because they haven't gotten to that. It says even though we're brothers, genetically speaking, we're also cousins. They helpfully added.
Our fathers jizzed into a cup and then mixed it up and put it in our grandma.
We call it Slurpee DNA.
Slurpee Day.
Squid Squad. I can't even Squid Squad on
Squid Squad.
Okay. As for their matching names, it's not entirely clear as their genetics. Our parents do everything together, but both have
Yeah, they do.
but both having sex at the same time was just crazy, they said. Okay, here it is. The Peters are quaternary
Coordinated?
Quaternary twins?
Corduroy? Coordinated?
What am I looking at? Oh. Quaternary.
Quaternary twins.
Quaternary.
Quaternary, that's the term. That's where we're going. So that's what it is, huh? Okay.
Whatever. I lost interest. Next.
Okay.
Yeah, next.
Man charged $100 after landlord spots 4 ants in his kitchen. That's $25 per ant.
Yeah, but that, from what side? From the father's side or the mother's side?
It's pretty good.
It's the aunt, right? Is it like Aunt Cleo or which one is it?
That's a tia.
Oh, that's a tia. My bad.
His tias were there. His 4 tias.
I get that confused all the time.
You said you were here by yourself. I'm raising the rent.
Come, mijo.
Okay. This one says, my boyfriend is so cheap. He peels bananas.
How cheap is he?
He peels bananas before weighing them at the grocery store.
Wait, what the fuck? That's also how he gets his iron intake, right?
Yeah.
Putting on the scale. Oh, God. Imagine all the fuzz and everything on that unpeeled fucking
that
banana.
Cheap, or is that a loophole?
Okay, bananas go bad really fast.
Yeah.
But what is he thinking? I'm so confused by that.
I mean, maybe he eats it when he gets home. I don't know. He's saving 38 cents.
Wait. But nowadays they don't weigh the banana. It's by count.
No,
No,
okay.
they still
So
weigh
when you
it.
do a
Some
self
places
do.
checkout,
Really? Where?
Yeah.
when you do a self checkout, you can you can scan the label, right, and then it'll say by pound, and then you put the actual fruit on top
the weight
of
thing.
on the thing, and it'll weigh.
We buy bananas like galore because we have 4 monkeys at home. But they when we go to Walmart, you get a bushel of I don't even know if that's the correct terminology, but a bushel of bananas, and then
I don't
you
know
just
why
scan
I'm
it and it's
laughing
the
at
price.
that.
It's just the price it is. And then when you go to State Brothers, it's the same thing. I've actually never seen someone actually still weigh bananas. It's like watermelon. Watermelon, you get it. What the fuck am I? Next story.
Why are you telling us your shopping habits, bro? I mean,
And if you buy KY jelly by the pound, oh wait, I'm sorry. Just continue.
Okay, let's see.
Discontinued.
We need another good one. Okay.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, here's a good one. Our cat was our wedding witness. It's legal thanks to this law. No. It was a catastrophe. But his wife slipped and she hit her head, and now she's catatonic.
You had to have the pussy at the wedding.
Where are they? Meow.
All right, meow.
I'm moving on right
Moving
now.
on.
Yeah. Every neon. Let's stop.
Okay. I've already been to every country on earth, so I found it Slow Jam a stand.
I know this story. This is so stupid. This is so dumb.
He is the Sultan of Slow Jamistan.
He is.
Okay, if you're going to create your own country, why would you call it Slow Jamistan? That is the stupidest name.
DJ Randy R-Dub.
Never mind. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, baby. Come to Slow Jamistan. You know what I'm saying? That's actually kind of
You got to come fast so you can take it slow.
Instan. Stan never came. Or did he?
He's coming as we speak.
Next one.
Okay, here we go. My pervert father-in-law is obsessed with my breast milk. I told his wife and things only got worse.
The wife joined in. Oh my God. Next. I don't want to hear that one.
Okay. Warning signs. I didn't spot before finding an engorged tick on my scrotum.
Whoa.
E.T.
Ouch.
extra testicle.
Ouch. Wait, okay, so the guy has a tick on his testicle. Have you guys seen ticks? Actual ticks? These things are huge.
Yeah,
thought it
how
was a
can you
mole.
not tell?
He thought it was a
How
mole.
can you think it's a mole?
The fucking thing is throbbing. It's
Wait.
it's chittering. It goes.
Some guys are overweight and haven't seen their testicles in years.
Why are you looking at me?
Why are you looking at him?
Look at nobody.
Why are you looking at my testicles now?
Angel, when's the last time you seen
that
your
a tick?
testicles?
I have testicles?
Testicles.
Testicles? Testicles?
Testicles.
Here's
You need to testify.
if you haven't seen them in years and you
Testify.
miss them, what you need to do is get a mirror and put it on the floor and just walk over.
That
it.
sounds really, really well thought out there, Doyle.
Listen, I'm a problem solver. That's all I'm saying.
Next problem.
No, wait, I mean, let's continue our thinking on this one. Okay, so you haven't seen your junk for, let's say, a few years, and then Doyle here comes with the solution and says, hey, I got you, bro. Here's a mirror. And then you go home and you put the mirror on the floor and you look.
And you have a big old tick on there. Like,
what is your reaction?
Hey, Governor, how's your father?
It's like a nice little how do you do to your bait and tackle?
Frank and beans.
Frank and beans. Frank and beans. We really are going down the male chauvinistic fucking pipeline on this stuff.
No, for sure.
Well, we're talking about penises, man. I mean,
okay, let's get really chauvinistic. AI finds conservative women more attractive and happier in photos.
That makes sense. I get that. Let me take a prediction, and then maybe you can read more about it. I'm going to say the reason why is because AI has, based on the fact that it scours the net for what is happy, and there's so much punditry out there that determines that a happy woman is like, is basically what a conservative woman is supposed to look like. They're married, they have a certain amount of clothes, they probably live in some house or whatever, and based off of that, then AI says that is what makes a happy person, and so it says, boom, happy person,
happy wife, happy life. That's
happy
all I'm
wife,
say.
happy life. So what's the story? I'm kind of interested in that one.
Gonna read this
I'm
one?
interested
Okay.
in that one. That one sounds like a good one.
Conservative female politicians tend to appear happier and more attractive in pictures than liberal politicos.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say little liberal bitches. I was like, wow.
A new artificial intelligence study conducted in Denmark found, published in the Nature-owned journal Scientific Reports in March, the research found AI can predict a person's political ideology with 61% accuracy by analyzing just one headshot. The scientists inputted about 3,200 publicly submitted photos of political candidates who ran in the 2017 Danish municipal election into Microsoft Azure's Face API tool to assess the person's emotional state. The analysis found 80% of the faces displayed a happy expression while 19 read as neutral. For females, though not males, highly attractiveness scores were found among those the model identified likely to be conservatives.
Yeah.
And
I lost interest in this one.
No, okay. So let me ask you, Angel, because this is actually a good. So if you're looking at AI data and the AI says this is what this person is, this is their ideology, and two, they're happier because of it. Like, what is your takeaway from that? Like, what is your takeaway? I think I think that it's a bias. I think it shows you that bias is real and not that there's anything real like tangible about what is happy or whatever.
I can't even grasp the concept of the whole situation with the whole AI and the conservative smiling and all. I don't know what. I have no thought about it.
Here's something you can grasp.
I'm just confused about the whole thing.
Here's something you can grasp.
I think I'm AI.
Unconscious man rescued with 9 rings strangled around his penis in a rare case.
I don't think that's that rare. I don't think that's rare.
I would watch that movie. That sounds like the next Marvel film. The guy in the 10 rings around his penis.
We should have the glam vamp here sometimes. I bet you she has some great ER stories about things stuck on penises or stuck up people's,
You know the reason why I wouldn't want to hear her stories? Because they're real.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Next one.
Okay. I quit medical school.
Okay.
And got a job and got rich selling my spit.
I call bullshit.
I don't.
These stories are true.
If people can sell farts, I'm sure people can sell spit.
No one wants to buy my farts. I've tried.
You're looking at the wrong market.
The only one that has been buying them is Enrique. I still don't know what he uses them for.
That's how I've cloned little angel things that I smack around.
But they all have corn eyes.
They all smell like corn.
Cabbage and corn.
And vinegary.
Vinegary balls.
Those are corn
chips. That is a potpourri of
That's
nasty
Doritos.
shit right there, man.
Okay, here we go. This one's for you, Enrique. No ifs, ands, or buts. Protesters drop pants to protest climate change at Massachusetts State House.
It's so cool. Look, it's an innie.
Yeah, because have you in the South when it's hot, like your undergarments are all sweaty and like damp, so you pull down your pants and you're like, you see, look, climate change. I just changed how not hot my crotch is. I don't know. That's weird. You know what? Those sort of displays piss me off. It's like
Steamed clams?
Well, it's like the people who threw paint on the Monet.
Don't get me started.
Stuff
on
like that is so stupid.
Stop using oil. I'm gonna destroy this historical thing because they're fucking retarded. I'm sorry.
gonna drop my pants to protest climate change.
Yeah, look, I'm changing climate as it speaks.
I'm changing something, but it's
sweaty
not climate.
balls. They're free and easy. Dangle.
If you put your pants back up, then I will stop.
That's exactly what it is. Oh, there was this video I saw. Actually, exactly that I think references.
Gases.
This little Asian kid throws himself on the floor, starfish like, all like Jimmy Fly Snuka,
no.
and he's there on the floor crying. And the mom and the dad look down at the kid. So then the dad lays down next to him and does the same thing. And the mom looks at the kid, looks at the dad, walks over to the dad and slaps the dad in the face. And then all of a sudden the kid gets up. Oh, okay, I'm getting up now. So he didn't even have to like hit the kid. They hit the dad, and the kid was like, "Cool, better you than me. I'm getting up. Let's go, mom." Holds mom's hand, and off they go on the merry. So I think the person pulling down their pants is like saying, "Hey, like, you're gonna take care of this or what?" And people are like, "Yeah, okay, put them up. We're solving private climate change is done, fixed."
I don't know a black kid that could ever slap his dad in the face and get away with it. So I'm just gonna.
It was the mom. It was the mom who did it, and it was great. It was the mom. Did I send you this clip? It was the mom. The mom just slaps the dad, and the kid looks over at the dad, and he's like, "Okay, I don't want that," and he gets up and walks because he realizes that he doesn't want to get smacked. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, we got time for one more, dude.
Okay,
one good one, the best one on your list, man. The best one on your list.
Because it's the last one, I just got to read this one because it's so us. The guy who ate a $120,000 banana in an art museum says he was just hungry.
Oh, I remember that one.
I think he made eye contact.
It was on duct tape. Why would you even? That just doesn't make sense to me.
Why was it $120,000?
There's a lot of bananas in this story.
Because of what?
It was art. It was an art piece. It was
because of what?
Because it was an art piece. That's why it was that much money.
It's a banana taped to a wall.
Did I ever tell you the story of my cousin? I have a cousin who's semi-famous in the art world. I mean, he's like he travels the world.
I'm calling bullshit on that.
Artemio Naro, look him up.
Bullshit. I want a picture of you and him like holding hands.
I have
like
pictures,
out in the daisies.
I have pictures on Facebook of me in
Did I tell you about the
diaper.
time I duct taped an orange to the ceiling and tried to charge $3,000?
Let me get to this, okay? So years ago, about I'm gonna say like 15 years ago, he was here in LA doing an exhibition for his art. It was called White Noise, with a bunch of different artists at the Walt Disney Concert Hall. So I went down there on his opening night, and I'm looking around. The first thing I noticed is on the wall of this so-called art, which people were actually like, "Oh my god," and taking pictures and all that, were pictures of construction sites before and after with scaffolding and everything, and that was art. Doyle, you and me have those all around the office as part of our project work, right? They're just job walk pictures. They were actually selling these for tens of thousands of dollars on site. Then I get to another spot, and there is a ladder with caution tape around it, and that was an art exhibit. And then I get to my cousin's. My cousin had a pup tent.
One time
on the middle of the floor.
The concrete. Can we sell that for $2,000?
If you cut it out, yeah, dude.
Done.
But it's not because of us. It's who makes the stuff. So my cousin had.
I'm an artist.
Listen, my cousin had a pup tent, and in the pup tent he had a projector facing the wall. He had a trash can with a screen in front of it, and he had looped from different movies pointless close-up scenes of things, like for instance a carpet getting folded over a body over and over, feet going down the stairs and going back up over and over, just looped it over and over, and it was getting like a lot of buzz. He comes over to me, he's like, "So what do you think?" I go, "I don't get it. I'm sorry, but this is not, I don't think this is art." He whispers in my ear, he goes, "It's not. I just wanted a free trip to LA. They paid me $25,000 for that."
So art is basically like
subjective.
Well, to define it is subjective. I mean, because it's interactive. Like it's basically when an audience reacts to something, it becomes like, is it art or is it? I mean, that's like the age-old question. It will always be the age-old question. Like at your story, Doyle, is interesting because the ending of that story, and I know it well, is the museum just got another banana and put it up on the wall, and they were like, "Okay, cool, done." That's how they solved the problem. Like at the end of that article, they
Good night, everybody.
Exactly. And so the thing is, and everyone just sort of like collectively agrees or subconsciously agrees that it's art, and they moved on from it. But some people even argue that the fact that the guy ate it And they turned it into a news story. Now made it even more significantly artistic.
Wait, did they leave the peel up, or did they just?
No. They went out and bought another banana and put it back up. But the story itself has become part of the art. And honestly, I get it. It's so ridiculously and absurd, but
I got it.
I'm going to tell you that what's his face?
I'm gonna take a dump and then wrap it in wrapping paper this Christmas, and then I'm gonna stick it in the snow. And when the snow melts, it's gonna be art.
You gotta shape it in the shape of a banana.
You know what? You can call it art.
My turd will probably be in the shape of a banana. I'll eat plenty of bananas at the time.
So Doyle,
3,000.
I'm gonna tell you right now. All it will take though is for one other objective person to say it, to agree with you that it's art, and it is done.
Angel.
It's art.
I said objective. Like we're all like too tied to you. Get some rando person who say, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Renee,
artistic.
get in here. Renee.
And there you go.
I got one more story before we go. Very last warning for 82-year-old German convicted of dealing drugs.
Don't do it.
Was it prescription drugs?
Very last warning. I think she's on her last warning. That's all I'm gonna say. She just,
they're turning the frogs gay. Sorry.
Yeah. Today's episode was very good. I think all this imagining stuff made me feel like Muppet Babies all over again.
Imagine all the newspaper clippings.
We're gonna use our imagination. That was like Power Ranger putties.
Oh yeah, that was. Sword on. Hard on. So, moving on. This was another episode.
I
don't know if it was a good episode, but it was an episode nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. I want you to go into our Instagram and leave a comment of your favorite news article from this episode.
I want to give a shout out to the family for letting us escape and actually have some time to do this stupid crap. So, thank you.
Yeah.
I like to thank George for being so productive and actually having so much input on this episode. Thank you, George. I want to thank Undercity for hosting us. I want to thank Into the Void for coming back. Hey!
Shout out Into
They're
the
back
Void.
Into the Void. Avoid the Noid.
So Into the Void's a great podcast talking about like ghost and supernatural stuff, and they read stories online, like the submissions. I definitely want to submit. I have a few stories, and Angel on their last podcast was featured on that, a story that he submitted. It was great. Definitely recommend you guys listen to it, and if we get any cross promotion stuff going, then maybe we can bring them on the show and do a story here. That'd be really great.
I want to do a shout out to Renee and Keeping Up with the Nerds. They're for letting us use their studio as always. They're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Doyle, anything else, Ed?
I would like to shout out Justin, the service dog, for getting his diploma. If he can do it, we all can.
Hey, wait, what? I have a diploma. And
moving on. Okay.
Dad, the dog got
triggered.
Your diploma.
I'm triggered.
Go to www.ouchcast.com. Or don't, but please do. And check out our merch. We got some awesome stuff there for you guys. Make sure to follow us on Patreon because we got some stuff for you. If this nonsense is your cup of tea and you needed a doom break today, something to get your mind off of the news and everybody else's problems, then go to our Patreon and support us so we can make more content just for you guys. We love you guys. Squid squad.
If you would like to be a guest on our show, reach out to us on info@ouchcast.com. That is info@ouchcast.com.
Yeah, we definitely looking for feedback. I want to shout out to some friends of the podcast. Friend Lewis out there, he provides lots of feedback, watches the show, gives me a lot of opinions. He's a big fan of the show, guys. He particularly likes Angel's quips and Doyle's input.
Ass.
Yeah.
Kiss
and
ass.
then another friend named Sue Ann. She is also a friend of the podcast. She says that she wants to like call in and hopefully be on the show. Yeah, she's an interesting person, and I think you guys would dig that. And then also, last but not least, I want to shout out to George. We miss you that you're not here. So
I'm not shouting him out.
I am shouting him out. And last episode was beautiful. Like I loved his whole thing on the Street Fighter, like his whole monologue. Beautiful.
I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of it.
Sick of it. And also, a buddy of mine, Nikki Dominica. She listens to the show. We need a woman's touch, which I do agree with. So any women out there who want to be on the show, info@ouchcast.com.
Yeah, we promise not to touch you.
Never make eye contact while eating a banana. Jesus Christ, you rapist!
Unless it's art.
I said we wouldn't, man, because you're talking about women's touch. Hey,
unless it's art. Good point. I'm ignoring
never make
this
eye
guy.
contact while eating a banana unless it's art. 250.